Buffalo, we are back. Episode 2. We're about to hit the trade deadline. And yeah, I figured just before we hit the trade deadline, let's take a look at the stats. I don't think I did that at the end of the last episode, so let's just take a look, see who's producing, who's doing what. Again, GM Big Mac, he has that idea in his mind. What's going to be the trade deadline deal? I think it's going to be Alex Tuch. I think it's time for him to go. He wants a lot of money. We're retooling right now. I just don't think it makes sense to keep him on this team. He's 29, just doesn't really fit that age gap. But again, Thompson's 28. How much sense does it make to keep Tage Thompson? I think he's more of the off-season trade, depending on how everything shakes out. But that's my idea. I want to keep Thompson for now. We'll see. I think Tuch's an obvious one to go. What about a guy like Josh Norris? Does it make sense to move on from him now? Before that modified no trade list kicks in, should we just completely embrace it, get rid of him, move on? That's an idea. Again, Jack Quinn, I'm not necessarily the biggest fan of him. I just don't picture him as he could go on our second line right wing and replace for Tuch. So, we always could keep Quinn for now. Benson, obviously, we want to keep him, try and get him to keep on growing. Josh Stone, what are we doing with? Kind of wanted to move on from him. Krebs, we're keeping. Putting my money in the Payne Krebs basket. Like Bo Byram, what are we doing? Kesslering, what are we doing? He's an RFA. He wants a lot of money. Interesting. And then goalies, I think we're kind of stuck with these guys. They're at 901s. Maybe in the offseason we could find some sort of way to move on from Luukkonen, but I'm not holding our breath for that, right? So I think our biggest question marks for this trade deadline, it does come down to Alex Tuch, and it comes down to Josh Norris. What could we do for these guys? So I'm going to mess around with my lineups, see what makes sense, and then we'll kind of go from there. See what we're looking for. What do we need? So I'm going to mess around with our lines here. Norris is more, I think I'll wait for the deadline. Something pops up, then okay. Tuch, I wouldn't mind moving on early if we can. So let me mess around, see what I can do. Okay, Devin Levi jumped up to 78. He's listed as a backup goalie. I don't care. He's staying down in the AHL, but he'll get the call up next year. Perfect. That's very good for Levi. And then I noticed Kulich got an overall bump as well. He's 80. So we could bring him up, but it's kind of the same thing. How is our AHL team simming here? What are they looking like? Yeah, 31, 14, and 5. I'd rather just keep them where they are, right? They're on a good team. Let them build on this year, then they can get the call-ups for next year. When we try and be a little bit more competitive, hopefully. I guess we'll see what I can do. But pretty much what I have in mind here, not big on moving on from Norris at this point, but if it makes sense, it makes sense. We will do it. But Tuch, to me, I think it does make sense to move on from him now, but I do think we need some sort of NHL caliber player in replacement, some sort of young guy that either has potential to grow to the moon, or maybe it's just a replacement player, put him in the lineup, then we just get a really good prospect or a really good pick. First round pick, whatever. That's the idea. We do need some sort of replacement, though, to kind of go on this right wing. At least an 80, whatever it is. Just some sort of replacement roster player. Get him in, then whatever that asset is. Or it's that stud. So, let me take a look, see what we can do for Tuch, and then I'll see you boys in a bit. All right, let's go. All right, Buffalo. I'm between two teams right now. Two teams that made the most sense. They wanted Tuch, and they have some good young prospects that they are willing to give up. It was between two. I was looking at the Devils. I saw the Siliev guy. He's strictly LD, 73 overall, top 4 D high. But just when I'm looking at this team, at the defense, the way that it's constructed here for us, I generally think Owen Power, he's going to be a stud. He's already 87-23. We got him locked him up long term. He's going to be our top pairing guy with Dahlin. Instantly what I'm picturing. Then it's Bowen Byram. We have 2 more years at 6.25. But look at this. We have Samuelson. This guy's playing our third line LD. We can easily move off of this. This is a player a lot of teams I'd imagine would want. This could honestly be another player at the trade deadline we could flip if we want to. And then that'll clear up enough cap space for us to keep Byram into the future. Then we already have our LD set up in Power and Byram. Both 23, 24. Like, they're young enough they can easily grow in our system. So I think that's the route I'm going to go in not trading for the Devils. So I don't think we need the LD. If he was an RD, maybe I'd consider it. But again, we could always move somebody to the right side. But I see Minnesota. Then when I look at this team, it makes sense why they would want him. Obviously, they're trying to go all in right now. They have a great forward core. Imagine added in Tuck when you have Kaprizov. Well, they already have a couple right wingers, though, right? Yeah, Hughes, Bratt, like Meyer, Mercer. They have a lot of right wingers as well. I think they have way too many right wingers when I was looking at this team. That's kind of why I was also like, I thought it made more sense for Mini, but they have a lot of right wingers over here too. But it's a little less right wingers on this side. So maybe that would make sense. Like, I would honestly take back a player if you don't want him, just so I can take him on, right? Like, I would take on this Trenning guy. What's his contract? Oh, never mind. 3.53 years. No, thank you. I am not taking on that contract for you, Minnesota. But pretty much what I was looking at, I was thinking of year off, but I'm thinking he'd probably play down in the AHL for this year. Then is Kevin LeBlanc playing? Yeah, like, what if you guys just give me LeBlanc? He can play on our team, and then you give me a second for this year and your first for next year. This was my idea for Minnesota. And then we do Tuck. You get him. Then I'll retain 50%. If I do this, they still have 5.4 to mess around with at the trade deadline. Like, I'm between these two. We just load up our draft picks for next year because, honestly, we don't have really the best draft class in the world. We have a first-round pick, but we don't have a second for this year. Then we do get 2 first-round picks for next year in case if we aren't there yet. So that's kind of what I mean. I don't think that's a terrible idea. If we can get a right winger for next year, then he can take over for Doan's spot. Then we can flip Doan for whatever kind of piece we do need. Then we got our picks. Then we could always add that into a trade if something crazy pops up. So I was between the two. Let's see what Minnesota says to this. I think I would rather this deal. He gets him into another conference. We don't have to have nightmares against him in the playoffs for a while, unless they make the Stanley Cup Finals. But what if we do something like this? I don't mind this at all. Then at least we just get a bottom 6 guy, can play in our lineup, help the tank, try and get that first overall pick for McKenna. Then we have this Urov guy. This is somebody that could potentially grow for us. Low elite, he's 22, 79. Not terrible, right? So maybe he can get some growth for next year. Decent defensive awareness at 82. Pretty good offensive awareness at 85. Pretty good skating. Not the best physical in the world, but maybe that'll come with time. Maybe that's just not the kind of player he is, but that's okay. I'm going to try this deal for Minnesota. I want to try and get some more draft picks in this organization. So I'll try a second, do a first, in year off, get a replacement player there in LeBlanc. You guys get Alex Tuck, 50% retained, 1 year. Minnesota's going all in this year. I think it makes sense. I think it makes sense for both teams. Let's see what they say. Probably won't go through, but I want to give it a shot. Rejected. Fair enough. What if I add in something? What else would you guys want? They want a guy like Connor Timmins. I mean, I would throw in Timmins, no problem. I don't want that money on my team. Oh! Great deal. Okay, we just had to throw in Timmins. All right, we offloaded $2.2 million in cap space for next year in that trade. Perfect. Awesome. That works great for us. Go to roster moves. Let me edit this. Alex Tuck is gone. The rebuild is official. Well, not rebuild, the retinkering, the retooling. It's not a rebuild. Not a rebuild, Buffalo. Buffalo, do not listen to what I just said there. This is not a rebuild. It's a little retinkling. Retooling. Anyways, move down this guy. Very good. Then I want to make sure you're off. I want you down in the AHL. I don't want you in this. I don't want you in this cesspool here in Buffalo right now, right? Now let me edit up these lines. Then we'll head up to the trade deadline, see if anything makes sense for a guy like Norris or my newest idea for a trade, Samuelson. See if anybody makes sense in that regard. Then we can move Bryce in there. we'll figure all that out. But, well, again, those are my 2 trade deadline ideas now. It's Samuelsson and it's Norris. All right, Buffalo. Entering that trade deadline, we are going as complete sellers. Let's see what's out. Okay, so I did a quick look through to see what's all available. There really isn't too much, so I think we do have some good pieces here that can compete with any of these teams trying to sell off some items. So let's see what's out there prospect-wise. Anything that makes sense. All right, first trade. I'm still going to work on the Norris trade. He's a little tougher with his $7 million cap space. That one's going to be a little tougher to try and offload, but I'm going to keep trying to work on him. But I found this trade with the Blackhawks here. They want Samuelsson. They're a pretty good team, 30, 24, and 8, so they are trying to compete. They have the cap space. Just when you look at their defense here, like, what do they got? So they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They do have a couple LD here, but like Grizzly 1 year out. Vlasic, they got signed long term. Korchinski, they're going to have to lock him up. Honestly, like, they want to get rid of Grizz. Like, I'd be willing to take on Grizz. Like, he can play on our team this year, I guess. So this is the first trade I'm doing. Yep, Samuelsson. He's going to Chicago for Rinzel. I'm going to try and pull up this trade straight up. Will it go through? Rejected. What else can I add on here for you guys? What do you guys want? Want a guy like Doan, Danforth, Greenway. I mean, Zach Jones, I was going to be calling him up, but we don't need to call him up anymore because we can just throw in Rinzel. Then they're over 45 skaters. Do you want any draft picks instead? You want my first? Yeah, fair enough, but you ain't getting that. Okay, you want a pick for next year? I'll throw you a 5th for next year. Samuelsson in a 5th, Rinzel. I'm getting a little bit robbed here, I would say. Give me your 7th for this year. Fuck you, fine. Good deal. Bit of an overpay there, but I think we got a great prospect that can continue to develop on our team. Then the way that I'm thinking it, he's an LDRD that shoots right. He can become our 2-pair RD. That's what I'm envisioning. So now, last thing before we close off here, I'm going to see if I can possibly find anything for Josh Norris. I don't know if it's going to be possible, but I'm willing to give it a look here. See if there's anything that maybe makes sense for us. I'll be right back. I want to do this deal so bad. I think it's completely cheesing the system. Oh, man, Brady Martin, though, this would be a perfect center power forward that we can try and develop on our team to become a stud. He is a top 6 high, so he's not the craziest overall. I do think it's a little slimy, though. I'm going to come back to Nashville. I'm thinking about it. I might cheese the system. We'll see. I'm not doing it. I really wanted to try it. I think this is just cheesing the system too much with the Preds. They're an old team. They're not even that good. I don't know why they necessarily want Norris. I get it from the sense he's 26 years old. He's locked up long term. It's like he could become their 2C eventually. Or like you could move Riley down to the 3C. Stamkos, he can still be your first line center if you are rocking it that way. Whatever you're doing. But this is a team going through rebuild hell. You can just see it by looking at their team. It doesn't make sense. I don't know why they'd want to move on from Brady Martin. If he was red, I'm all over it. He's not red. Norris is green. We are holding on to Josh Norris. At least give this team a little bit of compete. Try and keep Tuck and Benson producing. Try and keep their overalls better. So, yep, that's where we're ending it. We traded off Samuelsson. Big trade there. We got a new 3rd pair RD. I'm going to move Rinzel to the 3rd side there. Then we have the other guy on the left side already. So, perfect, easy, simple. One thing, though, I'm going to give this a whirl just out of curiosity. Will anybody be willing to take on Luukkonen right now? Yeah, no, fair enough. So, sub with Luukkonen for now. What if I did this? And then if I throw in, a Oilers 4th. Damn, all of a sudden Capitals want him. Should I just clear up this cap space now, Buffalo? I think we do. Then we just move up Devin Levi. Fuck it. Thank you, Washington. We'll do that trade. Awesome. Okay. So there we are. We cleared up a shit ton of cap space there for this year and for next year. Those guys all had contracts kind of going forward. So I think that's perfect for us here. So now, goaltending-wise, we'll call up Levi. Ooh, deadline's complete. Damn, we pulled out that trade just in time. Awesome. So yeah, let's take a quick look at the trade deadline summary here. We pulled off that last trade, Washington. What are you thinking? Lindgren, Danford. So Toronto just got a couple picks, then they got rid of Ben Danford for some reason. Okay, weird. They seem like a good team. I don't know why you're trying to get draft picks. Yeah, big trade there by Buffalo. Acquired Sam Rinzel, gave up Samuelson in a 5th. Ooh, Kings, they got Butt. Okay, they gave up Edmondson 4th and a 7th. Really good trade for LA. Thomas Novak, okay, they got them from Pittsburgh. Okay, 2nd round pick. Islanders acquired Connor Garland. Vancouver, move on from him. Okay. Kind of a quieter deadline, nothing crazy. I think we may have made the biggest splash there for sure, right? Branson's still in that contract. 1 more year at 4, not terrible, but we'll pass on him. Okay, let me put in Rinzel, then we'll finish up this sim. We'll go all the way to the trade deadline, or not the trade deadline, so we'll go all the way to the draft lottery, see where we pick. We are tanking for McKenna, Buffalo. Come on. Yeah, so instead of calling up Levi to be the backup, I want him to be the man down here in the AHL. We called up Ellis. He can be the backup here for the remaining amount of this year. Forward-wise, still the same. Moving up Malenstein, I guess that's the only difference instead of Smith being down on the 4th line. Then defensively, this is how we're shaking up here. So we got Bryson and Rinzel. Now we got our new acquisition from the Chicago Blackhawks. Good defensively. It's kind of about all he's got, but again, 21, top 4D medium. I'm expecting him to grow. He's on a nice cheap contract for us for a couple more years. So again, maybe that's somebody that can kind of take over for Kessering if he's being a prick, or he can be a part of a big trading chip. Either one. We aren't locked up to life with Rinzel, right? Just kind of wanted to get younger. Get younger, see what happens, see how he develops. So, Buffalo, we are embracing the tank for this year. We are going all in for Gavin McKenna. We missed out on McDavid in 2015. The famous clip, whoever their GM was at the time. Who was it? Tim Murray? What was his name? I can't remember, but his face went out. They didn't get the pick. Oh, priceless. So, that's the team. Let's finish up this year 1 sim. Let's try and be the worst team in the league. Come on, Buffalo. I know you can do it. I believe. Let's sim. All right. Buffalo, holy shit. I figured I'd take a look at the draft class quickly to see what's going on. We got a center franchise player here. Ernest Blacker. 2-way forward center. Listen, if we don't get the 1st overall pick, maybe we can get that 2nd one. Then that wouldn't be terrible either, because our organization, we do need a stud first-line center, right? We need some sort of prospect to be our center. There seems to be some players down here for sure in this draft. Lovely. Okay, perfect. So we are going to be getting out of this draft with some sort of good center. If it's not McKenna, hey man, Blacker's not a bad option. And honestly, maybe Blacker fits our needs better than McKenna does, because he's a left winger. We already got our guy. Wow, he's compared to Wayne Gretzky. Crazy. But we already got our left winger in Benson, right? So, but again, if he's not playing ball and he wants a lot of money, why is Zach Benson all of a sudden like automatically untouchable? What if we use him? Then we can trade Benson to try and get our stud center that we want. Who knows? Who knows? If we just want that 1st overall pick, then we have like all the time in the world to figure out which direction we want to go, right? But very good. We already got some nice prospects here again. This was a good year to tank, right? Top 3, like, you cannot go wrong here. Again, same thing. Was looking at giving Benson an extension right now. Like, if I try 7 mil, like, what kind of years can I get at this? 8.3. Yeah, it's like maybe you can do 4. So again, it's like, I don't know with Benson yet. I truly just, I can't get a feel. He's at 28 points, minus 21. He wants 8 mil for some reason. It's very interesting to me. Kessering, same thing. He wants some money. when we can just try and give that spot to Rinzel. Then that could be another huge trading chip for us. Josh Doan, same thing. Like, I think we got a ton of trading chips that we could use to really build the team how we want to. I just don't think we just sign these guys right off the rip, and for what? Like, we don't know if we want to keep them yet. So that's what GM Big Mac's doing. Not signing anybody. I'm not giving out any extensions right now. We are going to go to the draft. I want to see that first overall pick for Buffalo. We deserve it. The fans deserve it. Let's get her done. Finish up the year, show you the stats, do all that fun stuff. Let's see where we're picking. Our first big injury here in Buffalo is Owen Power, injured for the rest of the year. Back spasms, April 10th. Just head coach replaces. Like, we honestly started winning games ever since that trade deadline, so maybe putting in a dog shit player to help us lose, man. We're winning some games here ever since that trade deadline. And it's still happening. Yeah, finished up the year here. The Buffalo Sabres, they shown heart. They were trying to spit in GM Big Mac's face, trading all the best players. Well, not the best players, but trading away Tuck, Samuelson. Who was the other guy? Zucker. Getting rid of some big overalls, and they decided to start winning some games all of a sudden. Just showing absolute disgust for GM Big Mac, trading away the big players. Now, where did Buffalo end up here for the entire league? This is all that matters to me. The Leafs, they won the Presidents. Oh, man. Yeah, definitely not real life. Oilers made the playoffs. Let's go, Oilers. Good shit. Kraken, Jets. Rangers missed. Damn, Kraken. So Blues, Montreal, they kind of got the shit end of the stick. Ooh, Ottawa, the Devils. Ooh, man, that's tough. You really hate to see that. Vegas misses. Isles, Flyers, Canucks. Okay. Buffalo 28. So where is that? We are 1, 2, 3. Yeah, we're the 5th worst team in the league. 74 points. Not where we want it to be, man. Hopefully we can get a lucky jump. But I think now, like, can we drop anywhere to 8th? Is that the farthest we can fall back? I don't really know how this whole draft shit works. But we're going to need a lucky lottery ball to get into that top 3. That's for sure. So, unfortunate. We started winning games there at the end. I don't know why. But it is what it is. The way the sim goes. Let's take a look at the points. What all happened here? Thompson, 69 points. He's trying. I know, buddy. I know. Darlene, McLeod, 52 points. Good year. A lot of assists. Norris, 50 points. Minus 13. Not bad. Quinn. Like Benson, 40 points. Good rookie year. But 8 mil? Like, for 4 years? I don't know about all that. Rinzel, 23 points. What do you do when you got here? Yeah, 3 points, minus 6. So he's definitely doing good there in with Chicago. That's what I mean. We had the injuries on. We didn't really have too much. It was Owen Power for a couple games. Our NHL roster was pretty healthy. Line and Ellis. Line, pretty good year. AHL, what were these guys looking like? Kulich, yeah, he got injured a couple times there. 43 points. Okay. Yeah, Devin Levi. This was the main one. Great save percentage. Very good. So yeah, he's definitely coming up on the team for next year. He'll be our backup goalie more than likely. Very good. Okay. There are your stats. There's everything. 5th worst team in the league for Buffalo. So hopefully we can get lucky there, get a lottery selection, or get the lottery ball luck to fall into our favor here in Buffalo. I know it hasn't really happened too often. Maybe this is the year GM Big Mac, he can bring that luck. All right, so I figured why not? Let's do a quick little sim. We'll kind of fly by the AHL playoffs, but let's see how this team sims. I'm interested. Let's see if they can make a run here. What's their name? Are they the Rochester Americans? I don't remember. Yeah, they are. Yeah, Keegan. You can see their name right there in front of your face. Okay, nice easy sweep against the Belleville. I don't know. I don't remember what the Sens AHL team is called. All right, now we got the Leafs AHL affiliate. Come on, Buffalo. Beat them. Beat them. Oh, okay, 1-1 series. Oh, no. Oh, no. Just head coach replace player. Yeah. Yeah, we lost. We lost. Fair enough. Good run. Made it to the playoffs. We'll take that, I guess. Just best lines. Who cares? So, AHL affiliate made it to the second round. Ended up losing. Fair enough. Valiant effort. Now, I see the Condors made it. Very good. Come on, Condors. I know you can do it. Then let's swap over to here. What's the playoffs looking like right now? Oh, we got a second round there for the Oilers versus the Kings. Not a first round matchup this year. Damn, the Leafs. They look unbeatable right now all of a sudden. What? They're beating Florida in 5? Won the Presidents? I don't know what's going on here. I don't like that. But Kings and Oilers, Game 7. Come on, you know who I'm going with. Come on, Oil. You can do it. No, they can't. So now, let me do a quick little simming here. So the Avalanche, they advanced to the Stanley Cup Finals, and it's a Game 7 between Washington and the Leafs. Come on, Washington, I believe. Ovi. Oh, it's Ovi. Ovi versus Colorado. Who do we got? I don't know. The Colorado team looks kind of scary right now. 2-1. And they do it. Nathan McKinnon, Cale Makar. They get their second Stanley Cup. The Colorado Avalanche. They win the Year 1 playoffs. All right. Very good. Now our part. Now the fun part. Where does Buffalo select? Come on, man. Can we get lucky? Can we get lucky here in Buffalo for once? No, we don't. We do not. We fall to 7th. Oh, fuck, man. After the trade deadline, we just kept on winning games. Just fucked us over there. Vancouver jumps up 6-1. That's a crime. Islanders 8-2. Oh, man, that sucks. That sucks so bad. Fuck. Well, maybe one of these teams are willing to trade their first round pick. We can make a move up. I don't know, but that's unfortunate. We go to 7th, so we'll have to see what's all available there for us. Let's take a look at the retired players. Who's out there? Yeah, Ryan Suter, Lucic, Trevor Lewis, Buffalo Sabres legend. Goaltending-wise, Michael Hutchinson. Wow, great hair on him. So we're going to end it here, but I do want to take a look at our draft class. What is available for us at the 7th spot? I would really like to move up if we can. If one of these teams are willing to trade their first round, or like one of their earlier picks than us, I would love to try and jump up. But if not, this is kind of what we're dealing with. I wanted a center, man. Like, even if we fell to like that 3rd or 4th spot, I would have loved this center as a, like a consolation prize. I don't know what I'm trying to say, but this would have been a nice pickup for us for a new possible 1C of the future. But instead, we're around the 7th range. There is this Tynan Lawrence, another center for us, so that could be an idea. Or there's Bjork, center, 5'10". Lawrence is a little bigger, two-way guy. 1 year away. They're both 1 year away. So kind of some options there for us. I think it would be Lawrence. I think Lawrence is the guy that we would probably take with that 7th overall pick if he's still around. Okay. All right. So for depth picks, our scouts kind of did some stuff, I guess. Medium top 6 players here around that 35, 48 range. Couple guys there. There's a nice pick here, though. Top 6 forward, center, 94. So we should be able to pick up this C-back guy. So that's an idea. This guy had a gem. I'm not totally convinced I would, if we had this pick, I would take him, sure, but nothing I'd want to make a trade up for, right? Like, he's just a gem. Those gems they're hit and miss, so you never know. So yeah, 7th round pick. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to save this, then I'm just going to go into the draft, then I want to see if any of these teams are willing to trade, because like in real life, you kind of hear about teams that are willing to move around first round picks, just so I can get an idea of what could be done. So overwrite this current file. Now, I'm just going to jump right in, not going to do anything, but I just want to get an idea of what teams are trading what. You see the Islanders, they're willing to trade their 2nd round picks. So that's what I mean, the Islanders. Could we make some sort of huge trade with them? Could we do something? It would have to involve Thompson, I'd imagine. And then we could throw in our 7th. But still, even that's you're not close. You're not close if you do something like that. So I don't really know if it's worth it. But this guy is a franchise, so it'd be Thompson. Honestly, could be Benson. I don't know. Weird spot. I don't know who you would trade. Like I'd be willing to put in Norris, our 7th, and then like they want a guy like Kessering we could throw in. Like we could do something big like this maybe. All right, so before we log off here, I took a look through the NHL draft. The Islanders, they are willing to trade the 2nd overall pick. How could I make it make sense for the Islanders to somehow be willing to trade that 2nd overall pick? You know, they have some centers here in Barzal and Horvat. Pretty much we're at 2 options. They wanted some people that I'm willing to move. They wanted Norris, they wanted Doan, and they wanted Kessering. So I was like, boom, that's 3 players I'm instantly willing to put into the trade. No problem. You can have them. But then, like, does it really make sense for them to want to do that, to move off of a potential franchise player? I mean, I don't really care. They want the players. It's green and it's red that they want to trade the 2nd. That's all I really care about. That's all that I really look for. But in the sense, if they are getting Norris and Doan, because then you don't have to sign Peugeot. So then your center core, like you could put Barzal to the right wing if you wanted, then Horvat could be your 1C. Then you could have Norris as your 2C. You already have Garland, you have Palmieri, but he can go onto the left side. You have Holmstrom, but he can go onto the left side. So you could easily fit Doan in there somewhere in that 3, like in that top 9 somewhere on the right wing. You could easily get him fit in there somewhere, or again, you could always just move on from Doan if you don't want him. But then they wanted Kessering. Then Kessering's another guy that I think makes sense for them. On their right side, they really don't got much. Scotty Mayfield, Tony DeLangelo, he's going to be going. So let's say your right side, you could have Mayfield, Kessering, and Pollock. Then it's Pellick, Schaefer, Romanov, right? Pretty good for that defensive core. So I think like the people that make the most sense is Norris and Kessering in that deal. But also, it's going to be tough to make it to work. It is going to be tough for just those 3. I'll try and add on some picks. I don't know if that'll really slide with them. I don't know if I will be able to actually get that deal done if it's just those 3. Or else it's Tage Thompson. It's time to just completely embrace the tank. Then it's Thompson goes there maybe with Kessering. Because I think those would be the 2 players that make the most sense. They're getting a stud right winger. Then you have your center core Barzal, Horvat. Then you have Thompson. Right under that is Garland. Palmieri again goes to the left wing. Same with Holmstrom. Then you could have room for this Polkov guy. Shabanov. Like, you can make some room there. Especially if you are getting a guy like Tage Thompson. So that's where we're at. I'm debating if it's Thompson plus like a little bit of stuff, then I can somehow get that 2nd overall pick. Or if I can somehow wrangle them into doing Norris, Doan, and Kessering plus a couple picks if I could somehow get that 2nd. That's the ideal move that I'd want to do. Is it too realistic? Is it possible? We'll see. If anything, I may have to bend, and I would be willing to give up Tage Thompson for that franchise center. That is what Buffalo has needed. They added in Eichel. They let him go. Trust GM Big Mac. I will not let you down if I get a franchise player. I believe in me. I believe in Buffalo. I believe in this team. If we can get a franchise center, all of a sudden Benson has his guy. He has this 2-way forward center because I think that's who that Blacker guy is. And if not, it's McKenna. That works better for me too. Whichever one. Either way, if we get that 2nd overall pick, we're going to be happy with either one of our options. We get the 2-way forward center in Blacker, or we get the left wing playmaker McKenna. Either way, it's fine. It works for me. It's just, I don't know if it's going to be possible to make that 2nd overall move. I'm going to try my best to make it work, though. Then somehow keep the 7th. Then if it does end up being McKenna, we can draft that center there. And I forget who I like there, but there is a center that I did in mind. So that's kind of what's going through my brain here before we hit that NHL draft lottery. Or I keep messing it up before I hit the NHL draft entry. Like, whatever the fuck it is. You know what I'm talking about. Before we hit the draft, we have a few things in mind that I think I can pull off that could really set this retool back into motion for Buffalo. So that's where we're at. It's what I'm thinking. Gonna have to sleep on it, see what I can wrangle up here for some trade ideas, make it work with the Islanders. Thompson may have to go, though. Might be time for Tage Thompson to, just get out of Buffalo. I don't blame him. Another tough year for the Sabres. Don't even end up getting a top 3 pick out of it. That's what stings. So it might be time to move on from Thompson. It is what it is, but we'll find that all out in the next video. So thank you so much for watching episode 2. Buffalo Sabres finished up the whole year 1 sim. Bad team. As soon as we hit the trade deadline, made a couple trades, offloaded high overalls, and we started winning games. It's the way that it is. It's the Buffalo curse, right? Next video. It's the draft. Can the Sabres do something massive and move up to that 2nd overall pick? Or does it stay status quo, keep our 7th, keep Thompson, and then maybe we have to try and work on some other trades there for Norris, Stone, and Kessering, because I have a feeling those guys aren't going to be sticking around the team, but we'll see. That's the beauty of it. We will see next video. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great day, morning, afternoon, evening, whenever the hell you're watching this, and we'll see you in the next video. Peace.